Yearly, the voice acting industry in Japan celebrates the best performances, new talents, the best singers, influencers that are spreading the word about voice acting to the masses, and its best personalities. These awards can heavily influence the path of a seiyuu, being a catalyst for successful careers. In this episode, let's talk about the Seiyuu Awards and what they are. Let's kick off this episode of Seiyuu Lounge. Welcome to Seiyuu Lounge. I am your host Vanessa, and today's topic is: what are the Seiyuu Awards and how important are they for seiyuus' careers? This topic was a suggestion by Lauren in the 100th episode survey. The comment was the following: I think it would be interesting to see and hear an episode about the Seiyuu Awards and how they work, since you mentioned in the previous episode that seiyuu can gain popularity by winning an award during that ceremony. The Seiyuu Awards sure are important, that's a fact. However, not many of you may be aware of how important these are for the careers of seiyuu, especially when it comes to these awards helping launch careers and put some seiyuu on the radar for everyone to see and hear. In this episode, let's talk about the official ceremony that takes place every year in Japan since 2007, awarding the best seiyuu in the most varied categories. What are the Seiyuu Awards? The Seiyuu Awards are a yearly ceremony created by the Japan Voice Producers Association and held in Japan since 2007. It celebrates the best voice actors, singers, influencers among seiyuu, narrators and more through a voting conducted by an official committee and in one of the categories, fan votes. Being awarded at the Seiyuu Awards is the highest honor a seiyuu can get in Japan. The Seiyuu Awards history. The first Seiyuu Awards were held in March 2007, result of the want of the then president of the Japan Voice Producers Association, Michiyoshi Minamizawa. At the time of founding the Seiyuu Awards, he stated that the purpose of this award ceremony was to make voice acting one of the most popular occupations that children aspire to and to be loved by anime fans around the world. With that in mind, and to keep the quality of voice acting pretty high, voice actors started to be, in a way, evaluated through the Seiyuu Awards. The ones getting the awards were considered at the pinnacle of voice acting, the best ones, the seiyuu all others should take as an example professionally. Minamizawa added that the establishment of the Seiyuu Awards was made to officially honor voice actors' cultural activities and make other people reconsider the meaning of this profession. As such, the awards were going to firmly celebrate the production of high-quality Japanese dubbing. This was a noble idea, especially taking into account that becoming a voice actor was considered something that only those without a job would aim to pursue, just to keep themselves occupied, which was wrong, but still, it was an idea that, from Minamizawa's comments, was deeply ingrained in Japanese society. He wanted to change the idea that people had about voice acting as a career and of voice actors themselves, showing the awesome work they do and celebrating the quality they deliver in their performances. So in 2007, the first Seiyuu Awards were held. Initially, the Seiyuu Awards only had 8 categories that included Best Leading Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Music Award, Best Rookie Actor, Best Personality, Special Achievement Award, Achievement Award and Synergy Award. In that ceremony, there were nominees from which the committee could vote in. Aside those nominees, no other seiyuu was up for the awards in question. That, of course, no longer happens. Slowly, categories were being added to the awards, with the Kids Family Award standing out among those from how focused it was in content made specifically for children. Then there were big changes introduced at the 13th Seiyuu Awards held in 2018. 4 new categories were introduced to cover more fields in which voice actors are active. The new categories included MVS, which is to say Most Valuable Seiyuu, the fan-voted category, Influencer Award, Game Award and Foreign Film or Drama Award. This change enabled many more seiyuu to be awarded for their work, especially in dubbing, in which Japanese voice actors are masters in. And for the very first time, highlights the seiyuu that are active on social media, serving as examples or having an impact on their fans beyond their usual work behind the mic. Since 2018 and up until now, 2022, there have been no changes to the number of categories at the Seiyuu Awards. There are a total of 16 categories celebrating voice acting, singing, dubbing, narration, and even giving credit to seiyuu whose work impacted a lot of people, but unfortunately, they've already left us. How are the winners chosen? Over the years, the way the winners are chosen has changed quite a lot. Initially, it was a committee comprised of industry experts, members of the Japan Voice Producers Association, Kadokawa, the sponsors, and seiyuu themselves that chose the awards. Initially, the winners were all chosen by the committee. Then, and up until the 12th Seiyuu Awards, fans could vote in all categories, ending up with winners that were clearly a result of fan efforts due to a really popular anime series, more so than the seiyuu that were winning the awards were deserving of those. To stop fans from making the Seiyuu Awards a popularity contest, there were changes introduced at the 13th Seiyuu Awards. Fans could only vote in the fan-powered category MVS, which is to say, Most Valuable Seiyuu. That changed a lot the winners in that year, with more winners coming from different anime series in comparison to the cast of one specific anime series getting all of those awards. Since the 13th Seiyuu Awards, fans can only vote in the MVS category, in which only fans influence it, the committee doesn't influence the winner in any other way. As a result, with fans only voting in a specific category and leaving it to the committee, an expert one that is comprised of people in the voice acting industry, the Seiyuu Awards managed to find a balance, with the awards being, especially if you check the most recent winners, more surprising and awarding even veteran seiyuu that, when fans were voting, would never get a chance to win an award. So at the moment, the awards are fairer and have managed to highlight seiyuu that otherwise would never be recognized, be it because of their age, the anime series they are a part of that isn't a hyped-up shonen anime, or even give a chance for seiyuu with few fans to be awarded for their work. How important are the Seiyuu Awards for seiyuu themselves? Simply put, these awards recognize the hard work that seiyuu put into their craft, be it singing, voice acting in anime, dubbing or narration. For many seiyuu that chose this career of voice actor and were not supported by their family, it is a way to see their efforts validated, to show that they made the right choice. For the seiyuu that dreamed about becoming seiyuu like their idols, this is a dream come true. For many young seiyuu, getting an award can propel their career forward and take them to stardom if they are smart enough about their choices down the line. For veteran seiyuu, it is a way to recognize their work that is no longer supported by the younger generations and, in a way, revitalize their career. The Seiyuu Awards may seem like a vanity awards ceremony, but in a country as traditional and uptight about recognition as Japan, these awards mean much more and can genuinely open doors for seiyuu to become stars. Examples of Seiyuu Awards giving a push to a seiyuu's career. Toshiyuki Toyonaga and Yumu Uchida were both recipients of the Best Leading Actor award, at different editions of course. Toshiyuki Toyonaga has been a staple of versatility over the years, and even prior to his big win due to his performance as Yuri in Yuri on Ice, he was underrated among anime fans. His leading roles were few and quite spaced, even his supporting roles were not many. After getting the Lead Actor award, Toshiyuki Toyonaga started being cast in a wide variety of anime series in the following 2 years after getting that award. He turned into the hottest voice actor among domestic and international fans that year. Unfortunately, the hype didn't last long, but that momentary boost in exposure brought a lot of new, interesting work to Toyonaga. As a result, he got to showcase his voice acting and singing skills, and even as the hype faded, he is still seen as a top voice actor due to having won that award. Yumo Uchida was an even more interesting case, as he was barely known among common anime fans prior to winning his Best Lead Actor award. Prior to winning the award for his performance as Ash Lynx in Banana Fish, Uchida was more active in music franchises, with his big credits being in Uta no Prince-sama and The Idolmaster Side M. So there was exposure for Yumo Uchida, but only with a small group of fans that were aware of both music projects. Winning the Best Leading Actor award was a massive boost for Uchida's career. His career took off. It really did. His career changed after getting this award, with him being one of the most sought-after voices for shonen anime, while at the same time showcasing his versatility through emotional performances in drama anime series such as Fruits Basket. He was, and at the time of writing this episode, 2022, he still is one of the most sought-after voices, as he has managed to not have a sudden burst of popularity and instead has had a continuous wave of popularity keeping him company. It is undeniable that when you look at his repertoire, his Best Leading Actor award won at the Seiyuu Awards opened the doors for him. The Best New Actor award, which used to be called the Rookie Award, also propels interesting talent to the spotlight that, a couple of years down the line, have managed to turn into some of the most reliable and sought-after ones. Tetsuya Kakihara, Kaito Ishikawa, Yumo Uchida that you and I just talked about, Soma Saito and even more recently Chiaki Kobayashi have seen that award giving them more visibility in a time they most needed, which is early on in their career. In the cases of Kakihara, Ishikawa, Uchida and Saito, all four ended up becoming stars on their own. Some of them even won other awards in following editions of the Seiyuu Awards. Ishikawa went on to win a Best Supporting Actor award at the Seiyuu Awards, and Saito surprised everyone by getting the Singing Award for his work as a singer-songwriter. That award remains to be seen in how much or how little Saito will sell with his upcoming CD whenever it drops. As far as Kobayashi's career goes, he has suddenly seen an increase in work in both anime series and 2D music projects. The Seiyuu Awards can also help revitalize a career for veteran seiyuu. Junichi Suabe and Kenjiro Tsuda have broken the mold and managed to win the Best Supporting Actor and Best Leading Actor awards, respectively, at the Seiyuu Awards. Suabe won twice the Best Supporting Actor award, serving as a testament to his quality and reliability as a voice actor. Numerous times he has impressed fans with his nuanced performances. Getting that award was, for Suabe, a validation of his work, a recognition of his quality, and a way for him to be at peace when no one in his family wanted him to become a voice actor. Kenjiro Tsuda made a late debut as a voice actor, but he has always shown that he's got the chops to lead and do heavy roles that require a lot of his emotional range, or even are in a tone that most seiyuu tend to avoid, as so to not taint their image as pure or angelic seiyuu. In 2021, Tsuda was recognized with the highest honor at the Seiyuu Awards. He got the Best Leading Actor award. Since then, Tsuda has been a name that many anime productions want to have on board. However, this award also provided Tsuda with an opportunity to jump into live acting and do some directing himself. As you can see, these are just some examples of winners at the Seiyuu Awards whose careers have changed quite drastically after their wins at this prestigious awards ceremony. Annually, the Seiyuu Awards recognize the achievements of voice actors within the Japanese seiyuu industry. It's the highest achievement that Seiyuu can get, being recognized by their peers and even having the possibility of fans vouching for them in a category fully powered by fan votes. Careers can change completely after winning one of the most important awards in this ceremony. Best Leading Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best New Actor, and the Singing Award have shown countless times that they can give a push to the careers of its winners, bringing them more visibility, giving them more work as more anime directors suddenly want to work with the hottest talents in the business. The Seiyuu Awards may be subtle in their presentation, but they have been, for over 14 years, both the recognition of good work as well as a way to shoot some Seiyuu to stardom. So tell me, what do you think about the importance of the Seiyuu Awards? Do you feel like a committee choosing the winners over those being fan-voted is fairer for the winners? Let me know in the comments on YouTube. And remember, leave your comments as complex or as simple as they may be, and you can be featured on upcoming episodes of Seiyuu Lounge. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss the THTFHQ's weekly male Seiyuu and music-related content. I'll return next week with another episode of Seiyuu Lounge. Thank you for listening and see you guys around.